Welcome back. It's Francie Michelle with you here today until 2 o'clock. Now let's go live to County Fermanagh to Nathan Carter. Nathan, how are you?
I'm very good, Francie. Yeah.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing you're in Fermanagh, are you?
I am. It's a very rare day. There's a bit of sun out, so
yeah.
We're all happy.
How's the house going? Because we saw it in magazines and saw it on TV and various different things. How long are you in that house?
It'll be a year in this December.
Yeah.
I moved in a year, and I've already. I'm never one for sitting still. I've already built a studio in the garden / man cave type thing, So that's been keeping me busy the last couple of months, which has been great because obviously there's no gigging, no music, so you have to be doing something, don't you?
Come here, it's a lump of a house. Were you long looking around, or was it always going to be Fermanagh, or did you look everywhere?
I looked in Donegal, I looked in Cavan, would you believe? Because it's kind of central for travelling.
Yeah.
But I've got friends in Fermanagh, and obviously I used to meet John years ago, and then Enniskillen by the Killyhevlin there. And I bought a boat then years ago because I'm into water sports. So that's what kind of drew me then to eventually get a house in Fermanagh, was the water really, and to be on the lake anytime I could. I did that, and then I only be on the lake about 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things you'd be going, I'll definitely make great use out of it.
yeah. But no, I was looking for 5 or 6 years, to be honest, and then I came across this house, which I was just blown away by. So
it's lovely.
Ended up purchasing last year, and been here since.
It's great. So how is all with you? We're here to talk about obviously the new single and indeed the album as well. So it's you have the new single on it, Wings to Fly. Tell us a little bit about that, because it's really special to you.
Earlier this year I lost one of my closest friends, a guy called Nicky James, and Nicky was my mentor really in music since I was a kid. He used to bring me on stage and get me up to play and play and sing a few songs wherever he was gigging. He was a singer himself, so and then he took me to record my first album when I was 15, and he kind of financed it for me and never took any money back, and just one of them guys who just really wanted to help me and got me my first gigs when I left school. And I'd be ringing him most weeks, to be honest, giving out about stuff, and he was always my agony aunt. That would be he was the one he'd be listening to me giving out about stuff. But he was a great friend, and he passed away in February of this year, just before all the COVID thing kicked in. And it was a pretty tough couple of months really. He never lost anyone as close as that really before, still got my mum and dad, thankfully, and my nan and granddad and stuff. So I stopped singing and playing music for a while, and just couldn't be bothered really with anything. But John kind of persuaded me to do a bit of a writing session then in I think it was April or May, and sat down and we wrote a song then in memory of Nicky, and I released it only a week ago now. Did a video, and we did a video for the song and stuck it out 4 or 5 days ago, and it's attracted loads of attention, and we're so happy with it. I mean, I wrote the song in memory of Nicky, but a lot of people have contacted me saying that they obviously have heard the song and they took so much from it in the fact that they're relating it to their parents or their friend or their brother or sister who's passed away, So a lot of people have taken meaning from it, and videos sitting there on Facebook at the minute at 320,000 views in 4 days. So we're really, really happy with the response so far.
And then the album, the first 10 years, it's hard. Well, in number one, we were talking about it off air. We were saying it's hard to believe it's 10 years you're on the go, and still only 30. You only turned 30. Is it recently? Well, this year, was it?
I turned 30 this year, but I look 45. Yeah.
Well, look, you can take a break now. Well, you are taking a break from it, I suppose. There's nothing you can do. But
I've been forced into taking a break. Yeah.
But it's tight going. Like we've met a lot of the times down throughout the years, and varied between Glenfarne and Bundoran and Sligo and all these places. Have you had time to sit back and go, Jesus, 10 years I'm at it?
Yeah, well, to be honest, the album, picking the tracks, the album has really made me just look back at stuff. And like Sharp Music, who are my record distributors and stuff, they contacted me to say, would you not stick an album out? And I said, yeah, I would, but I don't want it to be all old tracks. I want to stick a few new ones on. So I wrote them last few singles with John, May the Road Rise, which we did with the High Kings, and Sarah Jane, and this new one, Wings, So there's a few new songs on it, but there's some really old stuff. Like the first song I released was Games People Play, an old Joe South song from years ago, and that was 10 years ago. It was my first single in Ireland, and it took me back to then the places we were playing at the time, playing in the Allingham and playing in as you say, in Glenfarn and all these old ballrooms and stuff that were there when I started out, and it kind of made me very nostalgic just looking at the gigs and the people I met along the way, and I met so many lovely people that I associate with songs and venues, just through playing them through years. So the album has forced me to look back this year, and it's been great. It's been a great 10 years, and as I say, played some great places and met some amazing people.
Yeah, and you've some miles clocked up, wouldn't you? Like between the whole lot. You know every by road and side road and Leitrim and Sligo and Donegal and Ireland, the whole place.
It's funny, since I've been doing work for the house, we've had lads here, doing jobs and stuff and helping me out. Well, I'm helping them. They're not helping me, but and they'd be chatting about gigs and stuff. And it's hard to believe the amount of people in Ireland that have never really been down south, so they haven't been to the west of Ireland. And I've seen so much of it. And me being born in Liverpool, it's mad. I must have played nearly every town, like literally every town. I've been to Inishbofin. I've been, from Dingle to right up into Ballycastle, So I've seen a lot of it. And what a country it is, and what a place it is, and I'm very lucky.
Sure, I think I was I'm in Manorhamilton, and I'm only 5 or 6 miles. I think I was 18 before I ever went to Glencar Waterfall, and it's only out the road. There's a saying they used to say: the nearer the church, the further from God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You only get to see places. By the way,
true.
Yeah.
It's true,
Barry Connay was on to us from Wexford. He says, can you get Nathan to give me a shout out from County Wexford? I'm on Instagram. I follow him on Instagram, and tell him that I love his new album, says Barry Connay in Wexford.
Thanks, Barry.
Also, Sinead Lehan in Cork is listening in, and she says she's missing the gigs and missing the concerts, but she's a big fan of yourself, Nathan.
Thanks, Sinead. Lovely to hear from you.
I love your Liverpudlian accent.
Yeah,
Nathan says, a listener, don't lose it. I'm old enough to be your grandmother, but I love it. Says a listener, fair play. Where can you get the new album? Somebody was wondering. I presume online. Is there hard copies out?
Well, we were just chatting about this before. This was the worst possible week or couple of weeks to release an album in the history, because every record shop in Ireland is closed right now. So imagine releasing an album the week that every record shop in Ireland is closed. But thankfully these days, the likes of Amazon, you can order it off my website, Amazon, or you can download it on iTunes, or you can stream it on what's it? I'm terrible.
Spotify.
I sound like I'm about 90. Spotify, yeah.
Yeah.
You can stream it on there as well, So, but yeah, thankfully, it's kind of forced people into buying online at the minute, obviously with everything shut. So we were really lucky in the week there. It went to the number one in the UK Amazon charts, or something to do with the amount of albums ordered. So we're really happy with it. And as I say, it's 20 tracks. The most tracks I've ever stuck on an album, and getting really good feedback so far. So big thanks for anyone who's bought a copy.
Daniel McHale was on, and he said, best luck with the new album is the message there. And hello to Chanel Clancy and Angela McLaughlin, two huge fans of Nathan. Chanel has travelled all over Ireland and the UK going to gigs, and they're wondering if we play Liverpool. So Chanel Clancy and Angela McLaughlin are tuned in, and they're big fans of
thank you so much,
of Nathan. And
very kind of you.
How you, Francie, Michelle? My little man James was just saying last night how much he misses going to see Nathan in concert. Would you get Nathan to say hello to James, please?
Of course, yeah. Hello, James, and hopefully it won't be too long till we see you again sometime soon. What's
the most you miss about the lifestyle you had, or whatever your business, or in the last 6 to 8 months? Like, if there's one, like maybe the travel mightn't be one thing, but what do you miss the most, do you think?
Yeah, I definitely don't miss the travel.
Yeah.
That's one thing. The first few months I was like, I'm so happy not to see an airport.
Yeah.
We worked out we would be doing 37 flights. We did 37 flights last year. The year before it was 42. It's a lot of travel, and getting up at 4 a.m. to get to Belfast Airport for the first flight out in the morning. But the main thing I would miss is obviously the music. But it's actually the people just having the crack and being on the road with the band and crew and seeing the people at the shows enjoy themselves. There's no better feeling than actually finishing a gig and seeing everybody on their feet and them. Everybody's got stuff going on in their lives, don't they? That no one will ever know about. But to see them all having fun for a couple of hours and forgetting about all that is it sounds corny, but it's just. It's a really good feeling, So I miss that badly. Miss the people.
Knowing what you know now, and I suppose we could all do this, by the way, not just in the music business, but is there anything you've changed yourself going forward now? Would you be a bit more, relaxed, or would you do a bit more, take time for yourself? Or now that you've had time to reflect for the last 6-8 months and not been on stage and not running and racing?
I probably wouldn't do as much travelling as I'd been doing. Because it's not just the gigs, it's promotion that goes with it. And I was in America 3 times last year just doing radio and TV and that type of stuff. And it gets very depressing after a while, to be fair, So I don't ever do as much as that. But I would definitely appreciate the gigs more, just, because I was doing so many of them. And a lot of the acts in Ireland, they just gig so much that I wouldn't say you come blasé, but it's just from gig to gig. You just move, finish a gig and go to the next one. But I haven't not been able to do a gig for so long. You definitely become to appreciate them, I think, a bit more. And that's one thing I will do going ahead.
Have you Jake and Karen still in the house?
They're not at the minute, but they're travelling down tonight because we're filming a Christmas special for BBC.
Oh.
We're recording a thing for a show called Keeping It Country, and there's a Christmas special here at my house. So we're filming that over the next few days. The house won't be as quiet in the next few days with them two landing.
And you're doing a wee thing as well with Jake. It's not a wee thing, it was a great thing, for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
I am, yeah. Me and Jake were chatting about doing a charity gig this Christmas and trying to raise a bit of money for a charity. And I said, to be honest, all charities are struggling at the minute, as we all know. I mean, they're just the fundraising efforts aren't what they used to be because nowhere's open to get buckets out and to do stuff, So I said, to be honest, I'd love to do something for Make-A-Wish Foundation. I've done a few things. I've been involved with Make-A-Wish a few times through the last few years. To see kids who mightn't be with us for that long, to make their dreams come true for a day is something really special. And I've seen it myself through my own eyes to make them forget about what's going on and just let them have their final wish of doing what they want to do. So I think it's a fantastic charity. And we decided that could we raffle ourselves doing something for the day for the fans? And he was saying go on a date or have a meal, and I said, why don't we just do a gig at their house? So we're basically raffling. Me and Jake turn up to your house and do a gig this Christmas, whether it be inside the house or if COVID isn't allowed, we'll be outside and you can bring the neighbours round and we'll all have a bit of a shindig. So we said we'd do it this Christmas, and raffle tickets are only like €5 something. And you can buy a raffle ticket from fortunecompetitions.com. They're the company that are selling the tickets. And all the funds are going to Make-A-Wish. So we're looking forward to it. It'll be my only gig this year. And it's for a great cause. Can't wait to do it.
Fair play. By the way, today's Friday the 13th. Are you superstitious kind of book?
I should be, shouldn't I? Releasing an album, and all the record shops closed, and it's round Friday 13th.
Oh yeah.
But no, I'm not too I'm not superstitious.
Well, look, it's great chatting you, and down throughout the years, you've always been good to this show and good to Ocean FM between concerts and chatting here and the whole lot. So it is the first 10 years is the name of the album. It's out now, and you can get it. And as Nathan said, new tracks on it as well, and Wings to Fly, which we're going to play here now. And best luck, and sure, look, we'll see you again or chat you again some other time.
Always a pleasure, Francie, and big hello to everyone at Ocean and all the listeners. And I probably won't see them, so happy Christmas. Hope it's a great one, and hope next year is a much better year for all of us. And be thinking of you all.
Yeah, so are you still doing a bit of training and stuff?
I am 3 times a week. I'm in the gym.
Yeah.
It's killing me, but I've got to do it.
It's great for the head.
Great for the head.
Yeah, it is.
Sure is.
Will you give a shout out to Esther and Anne in Sligo?
Esther Henry.
Yeah.
Of course I will. And to Anne as well. Yeah. Big shout out. Hope they keep him well.
Lovely.
Happy Christmas in November.
Friday the 13th of November. Happy Christmas.
We're doing a Christmas show here at the house, you see, as I was saying, tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we've had to put the tree up and put all the deckies up. So I'm in Christmas mode right now.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's wings to fly. Nathan Carter, listen, look after yourself and thanks a million. Cheers.
Cheers, Francie.
No bother. Good man. Fair play to you.